This is Bluebird Plays with Tretty, and we are continuing our playthrough of Ambre.
Linen wouldn't stand for frails.
Alright. Let's check in, make sure it's working. Okay.
I hope it's working.
I like to make sure that these things work, you know?
And this is going to get edited out anyway. Hi, I'm Tretty. How are we doing? Ha ha! Over-enthusiastic.
That's the way you should be.
I almost feel like I should start narrating like that.
That would be pretty
This
amusing.
seems like way too somber of a game. Thus began their strange routine. Alright!
Alright.
No. Tristan Mallory woke up early in the morning to go to work, but before leaving and rushing into the fog, he had to take a few minutes of preparation to face the daily grind. A few brief minutes on the threshold of her door, gazing at the sleeping Ambre. Oh, baby. Then he ran away through the streets covered by dead leaves, escaping far away, towards the mountains of paperwork, towards the baleful tower furnished by vast offices where the slaves chained to their computers toiled away for the lord of that place. Worst dream ever. Anyway, that's what the little girl thought his working day looked like. As for her, she woke up easily around 9 a.m., and her first reflex was to stretch and yawn in front of the cartoons, the bowl of cereals in hand. Multiple cereals. Captain
many
cereals. And Fruity Pebbles is. She followed her favorite heroines. Heroines?
Heroines? I always thought it was heroines.
Are we chasing the purple dragon? Catch me! You'll never catch me! Heroine hero, let's go! She followed her favorite heroines' adventures. All of them were beautiful and courageous. All of them were friends for life. Princesses with elegant superpowers, covered with light effects and flowered petals and subtle nudity that only Sailor Moon could get away with.
Ah, Sailor Moon.
Rich and loved, they lived a perfect and enviable existence. Especially the main character, who owned a bedroom very similar to Ambre's. It was colorful and filled with cute accessories and stolen from a lonely young man.
Ah, in the name of the moon. Alright.
I shall steal this bedroom. However, this room was only part of a bigger palace, furnished in the same way.
How I would like to live in a castle as well.
Wow, such brief and clipped drama from the only female character of this game. Something tropes against video games, something like that. Don't hate me. With her cute friends, the heroine hunted the villains, fell into traps, and called for the help of her charming prince, an ideal and fantasized man who served her hand and foot. With her cute friends, the heroine hunted the villains, fell into traps, and called for the help of her charming prince.
You just said
ideal.
I know it was a good line, so... Alright.
Life seemed easy, full of laughs and adventures. All that was needed was to send back the nasty woman to her hiding place in the darkness. After all, she was nasty because she envied the young, dazzling girls. Nasty because she was old and disillusioned. Queen Beryl? What? Ambre would have loved to have magical powers, allowing her to make cute outfits appear, allowing her to have a stable where unicorns slept, allowing her to have a ballroom where she could organize extravagant parties based on beautiful dresses and cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
Please tell me we can overlay AC/DC's big balls somewhere. I've got big balls. I've got big balls. They're such big balls, they're barely big balls. He's got big balls and she's got big balls. We've got the biggest balls of them all.
In the ballroom.
It was always really disappointing for her to see the end of the episode. Of course, there were other programs. The story with magical jewels was her favorite one. When the cartoons ended, she went to fill in her coloring books, daydreaming about being among those heroines. And then, at midday, she heated up the leftovers that Tristan had left and went back to watching TV. New programs awaited her.
I wish I had this life when I was a kid.
Again, she had her favorite. The one where a little girl owned a puppy that was different from the others. It was a red puppy who could sneak around. It was so very adorable with its big eyes and its comical expressions that made her melt. Okay, it was sneaking around. It's obviously not Clifford.
I think he might try sneaking around. It just never works.
Clifford tries to sneak around, but that says it is sneaking around, not that it's trying to sneak around. Clifford was a big red motherfucker.
How I would like to have a dog that cute.
A stunning bit of dialogue. The meal passed quickly to the rhythm of opening songs that she knew by heart. This was usually the time when Tristan called to make sure everything was okay. Okay, I need to pause a moment. How long has she been in the house now that this is usually the time when Tristan called to make sure everything is okay? How much time
This is like now a routine now, apparently.
Okay, yeah.
According to the text.
I mean, yeah, but yeah. So the routine began. A guy has kidnapped a child out of the park. Mm-hmm. You know, you'd think somebody would have put out the, oh god, the Ambre alert.
You went there. You just had to go there, didn't you?
I think somebody needs to meet their Skype.
I don't need to check that. We're good. We are recording. This is more important.
She never missed this opportunity to tell him the content of the episodes of the day, how the heroine had defeated the evil witch with her magic mirror, how the little dog had helped her mistress at school, and so on and so forth. Very Wizard of Oz-ish. Toto, the little dog, fighting the witch. Relieved, he would start eating his sandwiches without appetite, sated more by the little girl's words than by his meal. She hung up, satisfied with her story, then, after the last cartoon, turned off the television, in her big bed, surrounded by her stuffed toys. Stop it! Stop texting her! I'm gonna hurl. Oh yeah! Alright, fun little interlude there. Starting over. She hung up, satisfied with her story, and then, after the last cartoon, turned off the television to rest in her big bed, surrounded by her stuffed toys. Usually at this time, she read a fairy tale. She loved to tell herself the story of Cinderella again and again, while sucking... Okay, I had to read ahead, I'm sorry. While sucking her teddy bear's ear.
Have you not done that when you were a kid? Come on. They do that to, toys all the time.
I'm getting heavy Lolita vibes from this entire thing. If I didn't read that ahead, fill in the blanks. Why haven't you silenced that? I was going to fill in the blanks myself. And that is never good. It was her favorite. People and life itself were nasty with Cinderella every day. She had to work hard. It was exhausting. She had to earn her every meal, and the nasty, ugly sisters believed themselves superior. Fortunately, the prince recognized the heroine's natural talent. She was pretty, and she was special.
So very special.
Special! He brought her with him to his castle to live a golden existence, where she wouldn't have to work her fingers to the bone, where the money flowed freely, where Cinderella could have everything she wanted, including all the things that shone, accessories, dresses, cakes, yes, shiny, shiny cake. All she had to do was fill time All she had to do to fill time was organize parties with her friends. The ugly sisters were not invited. They were too ugly, too rude. They did not deserve such grand paradise.
This game is very against ugly people.
This game is a few different things. It's anti-ugly, it's anti-work, it's anti-Skype messages. Cinderella was happy. She loved the manner of the only real or true love. No, Cinderella was happy. She loved in the manner of only real or true love, the kind of love with gilding and glitter. For what more could she ask? Well, depending on the glitter, that is kind of a form of herpes.
Glitter bomb!
Oh god, no. Ambre fell asleep happy, hoping to meet her charming prince one day. She dreamed of the one who would only have eyes for her, and would give her a room like the one the princesses that she admired so much had.
But she already has a good room.
Okay, this is Let's Play Ambre with Tretty, sometimes featuring Bluebird, apparently. When she opened her eyes, the little girl rushed again into the living room to watch a tape. A Disney film. But not the Disney we all know that like to sue people for monetizing videos like this. A completely different Disney, with a B instead of a D.
A Disney?
No. It's a silent B, like in Climb.
Oh.
It's a Disney film, with a silent B at the beginning. Depending on her mood, she chose one with animals, or one with a couple who lived happily ever after. She often watched that of the Snow White skin, or the tiny half-fish person. Please don't sue me. Ambre loved the idea of a glass coffin containing a body which would not grow old despite death, but that would always remain young and beautiful, lying in wait for the magical kiss that would free her of her prison, changing the course of her story and spiriting her away from the common hut of Proletarian. It's a big word for a girl who's not in school anymore. Proletarian dwarves, while friendly, were also rough. Okay, context. There were 7 of them. Were they running a train on Snow White? Proletarian.
I don't even know what that means.
I mean, I'm sitting here starting off the conversation with Lennon. Apparently I should have started it with Marx. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to get you a full definition here.
Please do.
Proletarian. So, proletarian of or relating to the proletariat. Basically, the working class. Again, I should have started this entire recording with ideally, yes, Lenin and Marx, actually. Okay. Did she take over the motherland then? As she dominated Mother Russia? Am I killing Bluebird? Tune in next week when we do Ambre Part 3.
Oh, that's too good. I'm good.
The
Bye.
proletarian dwarves who, while friendly, were also rough. Giggity. I actually know of something very similar to a glass coffin containing a body which would not grow old despite death. We call them taxidermists.
This is true.
She loved it as she had loved the idea of a beautiful and rebellious mermaid swimming through the oceans, looking for treasures like forks, but sacrificing her freedom for the man in her life, about whom she had fantasized 1,000 times when she wasn't collecting forks. A beautiful, rebellious. What was that?
Good. Fine.
What? I just watch Disney movies. And see, I'm going back and thinking about that Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys.
I know.
There was Cubby, who was much like a small bear. Oh, and Joseph Jr. Joseph Jr., who was Joseph Sr. The beautiful and rebellious mermaid never listened to anyone, which reminded her of her own condition. She too was a sweet and capricious young woman. She played these movies in a loop, day after day, until snack time came, much like I did with Fievel Goes West. Such a good movie.
It was a good movie.
VHS out until it was tracking like every 30 seconds. And that might be the oldest fashioned phrase I have said in a very long time. I'm pretty sure there are people listening to this that will know some of the words I just said.
Maybe.
By then, tired of their idyllic images, she dug into the sweets that Tristan brought for her. Cupcakes, colorful macarons, pastries, bread, and Nutella.
She gets nothing healthy in that house.
Nutella is in this too? Nutella has gone too far. Of course she ate in front of the television. There were cartoons at this time as well. As it was getting late, she finally pushed the off button to resume her fantasies elsewhere in her room, wielding her dolls with skill, perfectly depicting the course of her dreams. But the high point of each day was surely when Tristan finally returned home from work. She knew he was there from the creaking of the door. She would rush into the living room, and all joyous she would throw herself at him. Timidly at first, and then with more enthusiasm over the weeks. Stanley Kubrick's Lolita. No, not quite. That actually took a much more weird route. I believe there was a mother involved somewhere, as well as a stepfather. Whoa, what's happened to his face? What the hell is up with his eyes?
It's an anime face.
He looks like a cactar. She loved being carried on his shoulders to mimic the airplane and fly through that flat until they crashed on the bed, laughing. Playing together was so much fun. With her friend, she could give life to her characters more easily. Her favorites? Playing Mummy and Daddy. That better be Abbott and Costello meet the Mummy. Nope. It's not. Ambre took the role of the mother and always took good care of the well-being of their child. A PVC doll with dead eyes, supposed to embody an adorable little baby.
What is PVC?
PVC is basically a plastic. You know those white pipes that people cut and usually run like rainwater through? That's PVC. Effectively, It's a plastic doll.
No, I didn't know that they made dolls out of that too.
Yeah, it's not something I would expect them to be making dolls out of really, but yeah. She washed him, changed him, and cuddled him, and gave him his bottle. She's looking peeved. Alright, Tristan had the role of the father. He had to read the newspaper in the kitchen while waiting for his wife to cook him a good meal. A role which hardly got him involved, like my own father, but he was very well satisfied with that. That's Daddy. Ambre took her task very seriously. She had the lead role after all. Therefore, she served her imaginary husband plastic fries and fruits with a bossy pout. He appreciated the gesture. However, the real meal was left to Tristan's charge once the game ended. A meal which the little girl took as an opportunity to tell the rest of her fabulous adventures. Tristan only had to listen to her with a smile on his face before he required her to go to the bathroom to wash up and brush her teeth. Ambre always grumbled at the bathroom's time, but her sexless mermaid... Her what?
Her sexless mermaid Barbie. I don't think they make Barbie sexless, now that I think about it. I mean, they all have, you know, chesticles?
Yeah,
Yes?
chesticles.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm drawing the line in the sand now. This is going in a very, very bad place. I'm not liking this context.
It gets interesting.
But her sexless mermaid Barbie quickly helped her to forget the inconvenience. More than once, she slyly waited for the 30-year-old man to come close enough for her to shoot him with a fish-shaped water gun. Innocent laughter would ensue. That actually went a much different direction than I expected it to halfway in there. That was...
You got that from the sexless mermaid doll?
No, the next line. It started going in a direction I didn't like. Then, he tucked her into her big princess's bed while telling her a story, usually a fairy tale. In those moments, she blinked more and more slowly, looking up at him with a touching expression that could make Tristan melt from cuteness. He was careful not to close the door all the way. The corridor's light had to hunt the monsters which could disturb Ambre's sleep. It was a specific request. She was fearful. The 30-year-old man had to protect her from ghosts at the slightest shout. That was his promise to her. Before going to sleep, Tristan Mallory found some comfort in seeing her asleep. He hoped that her sleep would be inhabited with nice dreams, and that she wouldn't forget him, that she would think about him, in whatever way it may be. Could she even feel his presence? Or how much he cared for her? Their schedule allowed the weekend to turn into a more festive time. It was the time for outings. It was out of the question for Ambre to be bored, that she stayed indoor again with the tight and bleak flat. She had to see some landscape. So they went to lively places. The pool, the amusement park, the ice rink, the cinema, restaurants. She had to try everything. Every week it was a different universe. Running along at a brisk pace with her impeccably polished shoes, the little girl jumped from ride to ride while hanging on Tristan's arm. It warmed his heart to see her having innocent fun. In front of a smile that big, he could only imitate the little girl's good mood, despite himself.
Wait, I'll do this one. I'll give you a break.
I'm pretty good unless you want to.
I'll do some for a little bit. Else it will be just the Tretty show today. Alright. Often, when she asked for dessert, a pancake or an ice cream, he saw out of the corner of his eye that she had whipped cream on her face.
Pancakes are a dessert now?
Yes. Have you not seen the pancakes with like whipped cream and then like cherries and strawberries on top? That is dessert.
That's still breakfast. It's also a ruination of a perfectly good pancake.
No,
you hear me?
You have not had a good pancake like that, then.
If you're going to IHOP and you're ordering the pancake with the whipped cream and the cherry on top, you're ruining a perfectly good pancake. You syrup like the rest of us.
No, syrup goes in there too, you know.
Remember to comment yes or no to whipped cream and cherries. They belong on ice cream.
Yes and yes. Yes and yes and yes. Put them all on there. The temptation to lick the dab of ice cream from the tip of her nose or the corner of her lips was nearly too much.
We were getting way too close to the line.
Such a thing, both childish and unhealthy, tickled his darkest thoughts, most pitiful thoughts.
Yes, unhealthy, dark thoughts. Stop it, Tristan. Stop it now.
Maybe it's just the way you see this. Maybe it's just the choice of words directing you towards a very different outcome.
It's doing a hell of a job.
However hard he rejected them, his hands became sweaty and trembling, confessing his torment.
I don't like any of the adjectives in that entire phrase there.
But Ambre couldn't understand. Ambre was a little girl. Only a little girl. The months flew by at a breakneck speed. Tristan refused to admit it, but his young charge was growing.
Months?
Yeah.
Months?
Yeah.
Where are this girl's parents?
Apparently not anywhere around.
Haha, parents.
He He wanted to ignore the fact, to close his eyes, but the unstoppable passage of time had already done its work. Ambre was going through a strange crisis.
Oh god, no.
That evening she was particularly angry and proclaimed vigorously, "You want to act like the girl?"
I don't want to be a part of this. Oh, okay. No, this didn't go in quite... Whew. Oh no, wait, no. I mean, it didn't quite go where I thought
sorry.
it was, but I'm not liking where this is going. I don't want to be a kid anymore!
How so?
No, I don't think this is working. I don't think this is... Oh, dear God. No, you go right ahead. You go right ahead.
Me?
Yes, go ahead.
I want to become older.
But you have plenty of time for this, Ambre.
But I want to go faster. I could do more things. Oh, the 30-year-old man sighed. He obviously didn't know how to answer such assertions. He had never had a child, and he was not very good at placating others regardless. Taken aback, he left the girl to pout in the living room while he went to take a long, relaxing shower.
Hopefully a cold one.
Yes. While he was soothing his worries in the... Oh no, it's a hot water, sorry. In the rush of hot water, she was seething. That's not fair. I wish I could be older right now. If only I had a model. I wonder what Tristan's wife looked like, for example. I'm sure that she was kind. But he never wants to talk about her. He avoids the subject. Maybe he's hiding something. Intrigued, Ambre took advantage of his absence to open a drawer she had never touched before. Inside was a big leather notebook. She was sure she had found a treasure, so she took it and opened it. It was a photo album. Spread on the pages were bright smiles and tender gestures. Browsing the pictures, the little girl discovered her guardian, young and fresh, in the arms of a coquettish young lady. Dressed soberly and tastefully, she was strolling along the seashore with a shawl on her shoulders. Another picture showed her in a park holding an ice cream. But what caught her eye was one specific picture that towered in the center of the page. Tristan, wearing a suit, was leading his lover out of a church with clumsy footsteps, under a shower of flower petals. She looked so happy, so fulfilled, in her big and refined white dress, that Ambre was stupefied. Even more so because the bride looked exactly like her.
Oh dear God, no.
She's so pretty.
What are you looking at?
Tristan's sudden appearance made her jump so quickly that she dropped the forbidden object. The 30-year-old man's gaze darkened immediately.
You searched through the closet to see what my wife looked like, didn't you?
She answered in a shaky voice, guiltily. Yes? Are you going to scold me?
Of course not. I just would have preferred that you didn't see it.
Why? Why don't you ever tell me about her? I want to know. He sighed, appearing upset as he looked into those begging eyes. Eyes that he had never been able to resist for long. Reluctantly, he sat down on the couch and told her how he had met the one he thought would be his lifelong partner and related all that they had gone through together. Ambre listened with wide-eyed attention. She liked the story very much. Tristan seemed to get younger as he evoked the past, describing how head over heels for her he had been, and how happy she made him. Their peaceful and ordinary everyday life was something the little girl envied. Caught up in the tale, she couldn't help but pressure him. And then, what happened? Until the light shining in the man's green eyes brutally vanished.
Then, she got away.
Where to?
Far away to a place I can't reach anymore. Every day that I pray she'll somehow hear me, that she'll wake up, that she'll remember me. I don't know if she'll ever emerge from that dream that's keeping her captive. Oh.
Is she dead?
Oh, no. Oh, she's in a coma. Oh, dear God, no. Sometimes it feels like it, but no. She's alive, just in a different world from mine. If I could have joined her, I would have. I would have sacrificed everything for her. And today, she's forgotten me forever.
That's
Okay.
sad. Oh, sorry.
Tristan sighed again, head down, as a heavy and crushing silence came between them. Ambre stared at the photo, bewitched by the woman's smile. Deep down in her heart, she had an odd thought.
Oh, if I was older, I could replace Tristan's wife and he wouldn't be sad anymore.
Okay, I'm now torn by this entire game. I feel real bad for Tristan. I'm getting really uneasy about Ambre's motives operandi, what she's about to do. But I want to know more. Here I was thinking I was just going to nope out of this game so hard, but I think I've got to stick through it. God help me. That night, she left a devastated Tristan lying as immobile as a statue on the sofa. Slipping between the covers of her cozy bedsheets, she felt helpless. If only I was older. The thought took root more violently in her mind, to the point where it became an emergency. She had to become Tristan Mallory's wife. Reconsidering my need to see this game to the end.